Hello, in this video I will be going through the topic 1 part 1 quiz review for geometry. It begins with some general notation. So number 1, write the name of the given figure. Looking at letter A, that is a ray. We know it is a ray because at one side it has an end point, so it ends, and then on the other side it has an arrow, so it goes on forever. That is a ray. When you name a ray, order matters. So C, the endpoint, needs to go first. And then any other point on the ray on the other side would go second. In this case, there's only 2 points, so it has to be CM. And then you notate that it is a ray with a line with an arrow above it. And the line shouldn't have an endpoint, so make sure you don't put a dot here. And it always faces to the right with the arrow on the right. It's usually how we will notate rays. Order matters in rays. If you have MC, that's wrong. In B, this is a line segment. We know it's a line segment because it ends on both sides. It has endpoints. For a line segment, we use 2 points. So in this case, D, W, and then you just notate it with a line above it. No arrows on it, no points on it. Just a flat line. Order doesn't matter, so you could also have WD with a line above it. That's how we notate segments. Then we have plane. There's 2 ways to name a plane. The first way is using 3 points, but the points have to be non-collinear. Or the capital letter, cursive capital letter in the corner. But it does not want me to do that method. It specifically says use 3 points. So plane, we normally do put the word plane. And then use any 3 non-collinear points. So I'm just going to pick the easy ones. I'm going to start at the top. H, A, and Y. Notice that the 3 points that I chose do not lie in a straight line. HAP would be wrong. Those are collinear. That is not what we could use. Another option would be plane. Say if I started all over, let's say I started at the bottom. P, A, Y. There's a lot of different answers there. I can't go through all of them. But again, just 3 non-collinear points. Number 2, getting into some angles here. What is that? What is another name for angle 2? Angle 2 is right here, so it's asking me for that angle right there in the middle. Now what I do is I trace it to help me. So I know that if they want me to name it, they want me to name it using the letters. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to go down. So I touched T, A, and then if I go the other way, I get Y. So it's angle TAY. You could have also gone the opposite way. So let's say you start here. Okay, that's angle YA. And then if you go up, T. Notice that while I said order does not matter, A should be in the middle. The vertex is always in the middle, and A is that vertex. That's important. 3A, define collinear. Well, non-collinear from number 1 means not on a straight line. So collinear is points that lie on the same line. Specifically a straight line, but same line is fine enough in geometry because we don't really get into curved lines. So 3b, name three collinear points. Again, I'm just going to go start at S. That's what makes sense to me. And I'm going to go across S, I, O. These are points, so you need to separate them with commas. But as many things in geometry, there's a lot of different answers. So you could have also used A, I, R, or A, I, R. You could have also reversed it, R, I, A. There's 4 different answers here. I gave you 2 of them. Number 4. Name an angle congruent to angle RAO. I always trace when I go through these, so RAO. So that angle has 1 arc mark. So I'm looking for the other angle that has 1 arc mark, which is down here. So if I trace that angle, S, R, and then R. So the angle would be S, R, and then here you can pick 2 points. You can pick the I or the A. It doesn't really matter. I'll pick the I. So angle, I'll do it in a different color just so you can see. S, R, and then up to I. That one is the other angle that has 1 arc mark. That is how you show congruence in angles with these arc marks. If you look at number 5, now we're looking at segments. Name a segment congruent to IR. Well, where is IR? IR is right here. Starts here, goes down. That has 1, 2, 3, 3 tick marks. So you're looking for the other segment that has 3 tick marks. And that's right here. Let me grab a different color. 1, 2, 3. So you're looking at this segment. So 2 different names you can give it. You can say AI, or maybe you reversed it like I just did, IA. Both of these are obviously the same, just reversed, because remember, in segments, order doesn't matter. Number 6. Points L, M, N are collinear. Okay, so they already gave us a straight line. M is between L and N. So M should be this one in between, and L and N are on the sides. You could have put N here and then L there. Doesn't really matter. LM is 28. So from L to M, that's 28. LN is 42. So from L all the way to N, that's 42. Find MN. So they want you to find from M to N. I use the words this was a part, this was the whole, this was the other part. So how do you use those 3 pieces? I'm going to go ahead and put a variable here. That's my X. That's what I'm trying to find. So you add the parts. So 28 plus X gets you the whole thing. That's a simple equation. You guys did algebra. You can solve that. To get rid of a positive 28, you subtract. X equals 14. But you don't want to stop there. You literally need to, geometry is very picky. You need to say MN is 14 and circle that. Number 7, use the number line. What is ME plus ED? So I'm going to write that over here, ME plus ED. There's a complicated way and an easy way of solving this. I'm going to do the easy way. ME is just how to go from ME. So M1, 2. I went 2 units to get from M to E. And then I'm going to switch this color. Plus ED. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2 plus 10. Pretty easy. That's 12. So the answer is 12. If you add those two pieces, you get 12. Number 8. If GM is 60, so from G to M, so the whole thing is 60, what is the value of X? Well, you have the two parts. This is a part, that's a part, and then you have the whole. As we said in number 6, you do part, that's the first part, plus the second part to get the whole. Solve that equation, combine like terms. So that's 5x minus 20 equals 60. Five x equals 80. Get rid of the 5. X equals 16. That's your answer because it says what is the value of X? You found that. That's 16. So far, we haven't had to draw much, but if you look at number 9, it doesn't give us a picture. If M is the midpoint, mid is the middle. When I cut something in the middle, I cut it in 2 equal slices. So I'm going to draw that. If B is the midpoint of DA, DA being a segment, so DA, and B is supposed to be in the middle. So what information do they give me about this picture? DB is 2x plus 16. 2x plus 16. So that's a part. DA, from D to A, that's 6x plus 8. That's the whole. Find x. Okay, well, this is a midpoint. B is a midpoint, so that means this is congruent to this, which we use tick marks to show congruence. So if the left side is 2x plus 6, that means that the right side is 2x plus, I said 6, 16. So now we have our equation. We add the two parts. So 2x plus 16 plus 2x plus 16. And you get the whole, which is 6x plus 8. Solve that. 4x plus 32 equals 6x plus 8. Subtract. I always move the one on the right. Subtract 6x from both sides. It's negative 2x plus 32 equals 8. I'm running out of space, but I will tell you that if you solve it correctly, you should get x equals 12. And that's what you read on the line because it said find x. You found it. Number 10. Given E is in the interior of RAD. So far nothing important. They already have that picture. If the measure of RAD So R, I'll do a better job tracing. RAD. I just traced that in blue. So that's the whole angle. The whole thing is 123. And the measure of RAE, RAE is 52. So this is 52. What is the measure of EAD? Again, so they gave us the whole. That was the whole angle. This was a part. They're asking us to find the other part. So I guess I can put an X there because that's what I'm trying to find. And now I have an equation. Part, so X plus part 52 equals the whole. Super easy equation to solve. Subtract 52 from both sides. X equals 71. And again, it did say what is the measure of EAD, so I have to write that out. Or you can just put 71 on the line. Shouldn't be too picky. Measure EAD is 71. I'll put the degree symbol because it was the full angle. Number 11. VR is the angle bisector. Bisect means to cut something, but bisector specifically means to cut something in half. So it says that VR, this ray that I just traced in purple, cuts it in half. So that means that this side is congruent to this side. So we use arc marks to show congruence. I gave them both one arc mark. And then they tell me a measure of AVR. AVR is 67. Well, since they're congruent, if that's 67, this is 67. And they're asking me to find AVM. So they're asking me to find the whole thing. Well, that's not too bad. You have the two parts. So 67 plus 67, those are the two parts, equals 134. So the measure of AVM is 134. 134 degrees. Number 12, RT bisects. There's that word again. Bisects means to cut in half. So this is congruent to this. The measure of TRE. TRE. X plus 6. And the measure of GRT. GRT is 4x minus 28. What is x? Well, these are congruent. So these are equal. That is equal to that. So that's my equation. 4x minus 28 equals x plus 6. And solve it because it says what is x. So minus x from both sides. Add 28. And you get x equals 11.3 repeating. In geometry, it's okay to get decimals. So that's an okay answer. Doesn't happen a lot. In algebra and geometry happens quite frequently. Number 13, points ALS are collinear. Collinear means they make a straight line. So they make a straight line right there. ALS. Well, when they make a straight line, that means it's a linear pair, which means it's supplementary. All three of those words mean the same thing. So collinear, linear pair. Notice they both say linear, supplementary, and then sometimes you'll see the word straight, angle. All of these mean 180 degrees. So if you look at these, this plus this is going to equal 180. So that's my equation. 6x minus 1 plus 4x plus 31 equals 180. Solve it. 6x plus 4x, 10x. And I'm just going to speed through this. We get x equals 15. But this is the first time that we're not going to circle that as our answer. If you stop there, you would get it wrong. The reason is because it says find the measure of SLY. Well, let's see what SLY is. SLY. So we have to plug it in. Measure of SLY. 4x equals 30. 4x plus 31. So I'm going to take x out, and 15 is going to go in. You can just type that whole thing into your calculator, and you should get 91. I put 91 degrees. So 91 degrees is our answer. Number 14, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. Again, we just went over that. That means add to 180. So they give you the two parts. Exact same thing, just different equation. The first part plus the second part equals 180. Five x plus 12 . When you divide 168 by 5, you will end up getting 33.6. $15. Angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. That is easily confused with supplementary. Complementary actually means add up to 90 degrees. So 3x minus 3 plus 2x plus 33 equals 90. Three x plus 2x, 5x, negative 3 plus 33, 30. You get x equals 12. But you don't circle that because it says find measure 2. Find the measure of angle 2. Well, measure of angle 2 is 2x plus 33. So you have to take x out and put 12 in. Plug that whole thing into your calculator, and you get 57 degrees. Number 16, last question. Oh no, isn't this the last one? Or my numbers are wrong. Last question here. Given AM is perpendicular, this symbol means perpendicular. That means it makes right angles. So you'll notice the right angle symbol is already there. You just have to put it on the other side. If measure of angle 1 is 7x minus 5, so this is where the 1 is, that's 7x minus 5. And the measure of angle 2 is 3x plus 10, find x. Well, what's a right angle? You've learned that before. A right angle means it adds up to 90. So this is the exact same as the previous. It's just different vocabulary. Perpendicular to you should mean complementary, right angles. So I'm going to add angle 1 and angle 2, and it's going to equal 90 because it's a right angle. And you get x equals 8.5. You don't need to plug it in because it said find x. Hopefully this helped. If you have any other questions, please ask. How do you study for geometry? Because notice none of these two questions were the same. Every question is different. In geometry, I highly suggest take another study guide and do it again. This time, don't watch this video, try it by yourself. That's how you study, that's how you practice for geometry. Everything is completely different. It's not like algebra where you solve for the same equation 4 different ways or solve 4 different equations with different numbers. You have to study, you have to keep practicing these skills. We can give you as many study guides as you need. All right, good luck on your quiz.